Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the regular board meeting of the San Benito CISD Board of Trustees. Today is Wednesday, January 24th, 2024, and I call this meeting to order at exactly 5:47 p.m. Roll call. Dr. Ariel Cruz.
Present.
Mr. Rudy Corona.
Present.
Mr. Frutoso Gomez.
Present.
Mr. Medrano.
Present.
Mr. Reina.
Present.
Mr. Silva.
Present.
Mr. Perez.
Present.
And Mr. Torres. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to agenda item 1.2 and 1.3, the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States and Texas flag and invocation. Mr. Corona.
Good evening. We have two students this evening from Gateway Graduation Academy under the direction of Scott Hausler, principal. He's the principal there. First, we have the Pledge of Allegiance, excuse me, which is going to be, student is Damian Arguelles Vasquez. Damian Arguelles is the son of Monica Arguelles. Damian has found that Gateway is his path to graduation as an alternative campus, has been able to provide him with the opportunity to attend smaller class sizes, which have enabled him to work closer with his teachers. He credits his mother and grandmother for instilling the belief that education will give him the opportunity for a better quality of life, and that education opens the door to unending opportunities. Damon is on track to graduate this year and hopes to continue his college education in computer technology and or fashion design. The staff and students take pride in Damien's representation of Gateway to Graduation Academy at tonight's regular board meeting. We also have for our invocation, Ms. Leslie Michelle Murillo. Ms. Murillo is the daughter of Diana Rodriguez. Leslie transferred to Gateway to Graduation Academy from San Benito High, and since has been determined to accomplish her educational goals, approaching her classes with a positive mindset in order to stay focused. She enrolled as an 11th grade student, and due to her diligence and determination, Leslie is now a senior with an expected date of graduation of May 2024. She looks forward to attending college to study her basics and hopes to find the right path for a successful future. The faculty and students feel a sense of pride as Leslie represents the Gateway to Graduation Academy during this evening's board. Are they here? Start whenever.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Okay, y'all may be seated.
Please stand for the invocation.
Good afternoon. Let us bow our heads. Dear Lord, tonight we ask that you shine your precious light upon this body of leaders. May you guide their thoughts, discussions, and decisions to be in the best interest of positive and successful outcomes for our district, students, staff, and community. Lord, as we begin our new academic year, we ask that you keep us safe from all harm. For our teachers, share with them your wisdom, guidance, and courage. to serve the students of San Benito in a safe and comfortable environment. Bless them and give them the strength to overcome obstacles that would keep them from guiding and teaching our students. We thank you today for all your blessings, and we look forward to another successful year. In your name we pray, amen.
At this time, if we could have the parents and family members of the two students from Gateway Academy please stand to be recognized and thanked. Good evening, President Lopez, members of the Board of Trustees, our Acting Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Fred Bettis. Good afternoon and good evening, and welcome to today's recognition ceremonies of staff, students, and the Board of Trustees for the month of January. Today, we're very fortunate to recognize two individuals that have achieved the highest academic success when it comes to their degrees and their education. We are very fortunate to have two students that were formerly San Benito High School students who also teach at San Benito High School that have just received their doctoral degrees. So we begin by introducing our first new doctor to our district. We welcome Dr. Stacy Gonzalez. She received her doctoral degree in Educational Leadership and Educational Administration, Cognate, from Texas A&M University, Kingsville. Please help us welcome Dr. Stacy Gonzalez. Another of our former alumni and current teachers at San Benito High School, we'd like to welcome Dr. Roland Garcia, who received his doctoral degree in Business and Leadership Studies from the School of Business and Leadership at Our Lady of the Lakes University in San Antonio. Please help me welcome Dr. Roland Garcia.
1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Thank y'all.
Dr. Gonzalez and Dr. Garcia, thank you very much for being part of San Benito CISD. Congratulations on behalf of the Board of Trustees, our Superintendent of Schools, our Principal, Ms. Mamie Lopez from San Benito High School, all our students, and all of your colleagues across the district. Congratulations and thank you for serving at San Benito CISD. At this time, if we could have their family members and friends who are joining them here today to please stand to be recognized, as their support was greatly appreciated by these doctors throughout their learning experience. So please stand if you are a relative or here to support Dr. Garcia and Dr. Gonzalez. Our next portion of the recognitions is going to, I'll turn the mic over to our Director of Choirs for San Benito CISD, Mr. Hilario Martinez, who is going to introduce the accomplishments of our fine choir students.
Good evening, members of the school board and all who are in attendance tonight. My name is Hilario Martinez, the Director of Choirs for San Benito CISD. Every year, choir programs throughout the state of Texas compete in the TMEA All-State Vocal Auditions. This competition consists of several rounds, including district, region, pre-area, and area. These competitions begin in July and take place throughout the fall semester until they conclude in January. This school year, the San Benito Greyhound Chorale achieved historic accomplishments during this process, including 45 students accepted into the district, region, pre-area, and honor choirs in Region 28. These students were recognized back in November. Since then, the long process of the TMEA All-State Vocal Auditions has concluded, and tonight we will recognize 6 choir students from San Benito High School who advanced through every single round of this competition and received the prestigious honor of being named as an All-State vocalist. This is by far the most All-State vocalists that San Benito has ever had in a single year. This is a historic achievement and is the most prestigious accolade that a music student can attain in the state of Texas. And just to provide you with some context to understand the magnitude of this achievement, there are only 2 schools in our area, which spans from Brownsville all the way to San Antonio, only 2 schools with choir programs that received 6 or more all-state vocalists, and San Benito High School is one of them. This achievement is a testament to these students' advanced work ethic, self-discipline, and also validates our position as the gold standard in choral music education. So the following students were accepted into the Texas All-State Choir: Allison Rodriguez, Sofia Hernandez, Leah Juarez, Valerie Garcia, David Isaguirre, and Romel San Pedro. I'd like to say a special thank you to these students for your hard work and dedication. You act as an example to your peers and have demonstrated the highest quality of competitive musicianship in our school district. I'd also like to thank their parents for allowing us to work with your children and putting your trust in us to provide them with the necessary instruction during their private lessons and group rehearsals to ensure their success. And finally, I'd also like to thank my assistant choir director, Mrs. Cassandra Ramos, and our district collaborative pianist, Mr. Adonai Avalos. Y'all can come over, yes. Both of them have worked with these students alongside me and have exhibited a great commitment to our program. Once again, congratulations to our all-state vocalists. Thank you, members of the school board and San Benito High School administration, for your continued support, and we look forward to the progressive success of our choir program.
At this time, if we can have the parents and families that are here to support our students, please stand to be recognized.
One, two, three, and I'll say, thank you, congrats.
Once again, thank you to Mr. Martinez, our Director of Choirs, and to all the students for this fine accomplishment. Congratulations, and for being the gold standard of excellence in choirs. Now we move to the portion of our ceremony where we're going to recognize one of the things that brings our community together every single year, and that is our San Benito Greyhound football team. So we want to go ahead and recognize our players, our participants, team members. We're going to call them by name. They're going to come up to stage. Then we're going to introduce our coaches. Then we're going to introduce the individual awards that they achieved. And then we'll finally recognize and announce the achievements as a team. So at this time, members of the San Benito High School football Greyhounds are number 1, Brandon Hernandez. Number 2, Aaron Garza. Number 3, Jake Guerra. Number 4, Fabian Garcia. Number 5, Tommy Ramirez. Number 6, Atticus De Leon. Number 7, Aaron Corona. Number 9, Daniel Trado. Number 12, Justin Montemayor. Number 14, Jonathan Juarez. Number 15, Kyan Jones. Number 18, Isaac Sanchez. Number 22, Derek Yanis. Number 23, Christian Garza. Number 24, Angel Trevino. Number 25, Robbie Leal. Number 26, Christian Demansky. Number 28, Manny Diaz. Number 30, Andrew Medrano. Number 32, Jonathan Aquino. Number 33, Cesario Munoz. Number 34, Elias Olvera. Number 50, Devin Silva. Number 54, Carlos Vasquez. Number 56, Isaac Ramirez. Number 60, Vicente Munoz. Number 63, Peter Bijaran. Number 66, Alvaro Cardenas. Number 72, Thomas Flores. Number 79, Ethan Reese. Number 81, Albert Gonzalez. Number 90, Danny Medrano. Number 95, Carmine Castilleja. These are some of the members that appear here before us as members of the San Benito Greyhound team. We want to go ahead and announce our coaches, and here representing our coaches is our head coach and athletic director, Mr. Dan Gomez. Our defensive coordinator, Johnny Garza. And our offensive coordinator, Mr. Benny Ellison. The other members of the team, it takes a whole team and team of coaches. They're not able to join us today because they are coaching or participating in other sports that are taking place this week. And our other coaches are Eli Esquivel, Carlos Guayat, William Huerta, Joe Gonzalez, Tommy Cantu, Pete Soria, Armando Medrano Jr., Raul Marabuto, Ricardo Miner, Richard Garza, Mario Marrebolejo, Kenneth Rubio comprise the coaches that coached our team this year. At this time, we're going to go ahead and recognize the individual awards that have been awarded to our players. We begin with our superlatives, and we have our 32-6A co-most valuable player, and that is Fabian Garcia. Named the 32-6A Defensive Lineman of the Year, Carmen Castilleja. The other awards of team members on offense, we have Aaron Garza, unanimous first team running back. Atticus de Leon, first team slot receiver. Adam Cortez, first team tight end. Carlos Vasquez, first team center. Ethan Reese, first team guard. Isaac Ramirez, unanimous first team tackle. Aaron Corona, second team quarterback. Vincent Munoz, second team guard. Atticus de Leon, second team deep snapper. Angel Trevino, honorable mention running back. Gabriel Cubarrubias, honorable mention wide receiver. Justin Montemayor, honorable mention wide receiver. Diego Hernandez, honorable mention tackle. And Jonathan Juarez, honorable mention kicker. That comprises our offensive team. On defense, awarded, we have Devon Robinson, and that is first team defensive end. Christian Garza, first team linebacker, inside linebacker. Derek Yanes, first team outside linebacker. Brandon Hernandez, first team safety. Christian Demansky, first team corner. Patrell Reddick, second team defensive end. Devin Silva, second team defensive line. Jason Murin, second team corner. Brandon Hernandez, second team returner. Tony Cervantes, honorable mention defensive end. Armando Garcia, honorable mention inside linebacker. Jonathan Aquino, honorable mention safety. And Kyan Jones, honorable mention corner. And just before today's ceremony, Coach Gomez was notified of these two accomplishments, and these two students don't know this yet, but they'll know it right here, right now. The RGV Sports Valley Morning Star organization recently selected and announced their all-area team. And being named Offensive Player of the Year for the RGV Sports Valley Morning Star all-area is Fabian Garcia. Also recognized by the KRGV Sports Valley Morning Star all-area team, we have Defensive Newcomer of the Year, and that is Patrell Reddick. Again, collectively, as a team, these are the accomplishments they accomplished this year. They are the by-district champions, the area finalists, and the Battle of the Arroyo champions. Congratulations, team, coaches, everyone who made this accomplishment happen. And as I close every halftime show, I always say, remember, San Benito, once a Greyhound, always a Greyhound, and go Greyhounds! Yeah. Yes. We're going to take some pictures. Got it.
I think our Mighty Hounds need another round of applause of a great job they did this year. Congratulations, guys.
Collectively, on our recognitions today, a lot of great things happening at San Benito High School with our staff, our students, and coaches, and everyone involved at San Benito High School. So great accomplishments that we have coming out of SBHS. At this time, every January, the state of Texas recognizes the contribution of individuals who serve a board of trustees across the state of Texas. Public schools are that, public schools, and we have public servants that serve in these roles in each one of our communities. So this month, we recognize those individuals that are part of the San Benito CISD Board of Trustees. So at this time, we're going to announce each board member individually, if they can come to the front, and then we have students who are representing the campuses that will recognize and appreciate them during this time. So at this time, we begin with our first board member to be recognized, Mr. Mario Silva. Mr. Mario Silva is currently serving a term from 2021 to 2024. The schools that are recognizing him here today are from Fred Booth Elementary and Global Leadership Academy. We have Jaden Medrano and Michael Akumares. And also joining Mr. Silva on stage is the Ed Downs Fine Arts Academy students, Lola Guajardo and Joe Frank Avila. On behalf of the principals and staff from Fred Booth Elementary, Global Leadership Academy, and Ed Downs Fine Arts Academy, we thank Mr. Silva for his service to our community and to our students. At this time, if we could have the parents of the students being recognized on stage, along with family members of Mr. Silva, to please stand to be recognized, and thank you for your support. Thank you, students, and thank you, Mr. Silva. Our next board member to be recognized for his contribution to the district, we have Mr. Alejandro Alex Reina. Mr. Reina currently serves a term from 2023 to 2026. The schools that will recognize him here on stage and join him on stage are from Angela G. Leal Elementary. We have Jade Ortiz and Juan Guzman. And from Dr. C.M. Cash Elementary, we have Mackenzie Contreras and Noah Peña. Again, thank you, Mr. Reina, for your contribution to students across the district and our community. And thank you, students, for joining him. At this time, if we could have the parents of these students that join him on stage and the family members for Mr. Reina to please stand to be recognized for your support. And I'll ask kindly if the board members can stand in the middle just so that the camera can capture the board member and their students. Our next board member to be recognized is Mr. Oscar Medrano. Mr. Medrano is currently serving a term from 2021 to 2024. The schools that are here to recognize and join him on stage are from the Greyhound Online Go Academy. We have Catalina Gallegos and Michael Mercado. Also from Rangerville Elementary, Linda Rodriguez and Emiliano Carranza. And from Dr. Raul Garza Jr. STEAM Academy, we have Melanie Rodriguez and Karen Rodriguez. Yeah, they can move down a little. If you could just move down a little bit to the center, we'd appreciate that. Thank you. At this time, if we could have the parents and of the students that are joining on stage and family members of Mr. Medrano, please stand to be recognized and thanked. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Medrano, for all you do for all our students in the district. Thank you, students. We appreciate you being here. Our next board member to be recognized is Mr. Fructuoso M. Gomez Jr., who currently serves a term from 2023 to 2026. Joining him here on stage will be representatives, students from Riverside Middle School. We have Kimberly Hernandez and Roel Abrego. Also, La Paloma Elementary, we have Juliet Limar Barriento and Samuel Ramos III. Okay. If we could have the parents of the students that are joining here on stage and the family of Mr. Gomez, please stand to be recognized for your support. Thank you, Mr. Gomez, for all you do for our students and for our staff across the district. Thank you. Joining us now is our board secretary, Mr. Rudy Corona. Mr. Corona currently serves as our board secretary, and his term is from 2023 to 2026. Joining him here on stage is our students from Berta Cavazza Middle School. We have Nelly Mari Tejada and Matthew Jared Ibarra. From Sullivan Environmental Science Academy, we have Noeli Tejeda and Dean Sanchez. For the Positive Redirection Center, we have Leslie Murillo and Damian Vasquez. Could we have the families of the students that are joining on stage and also of Mr. Corona please stand to be recognized for your support? Thank you, Mr. Corona, for everything you do for all our entire district. We appreciate you. Next, we have our Vice President, Dr. Ariel Cruz Vela. Dr. Cruz Vela currently serves as the Vice President of the Board of Trustees of San Benito CISD. The students that will join her here today will be members of the Veterans Memorial Academy and Collegiate Academy, and they include Sarah Leal Carmona and Christian Troy Rada. Also joining from Gateway to Graduation Academy, Leslie Murillo and Damian Vasquez. And representing Frank Roberts Elementary, we have Karina Valdez and Eliseo Bencourt. At this time, we could have the families and of the students that are representing our on stage, and also of Miss or Dr. Ariel Cruz Vela. Please stand to be recognized. Thank you, Dr. Cruz Vela, for your support of everything we do at San Benito CISD. Now, serving as board president, we have Mr. Orlando Lopez. Mr. Lopez currently serves as the Board of Trustees president. His current term is from 2023 to 2026. And joining him on stage are members of San Benito High School, Kayla Hernandez and Sergio Naranjo. From Miller Jordan Middle School, we have Diego Lopez and Logan Claiborne. From Judge Oscar de la Fuente Elementary, we have Madison Garcia and Jose Baldera. And from La Encantada Elementary, we have Caroline Isabel Galvan and Carlos Leonel Vergil. Thank you, Mr. Lopez. Thank you, students. At this time, we can have the parents and families of the students who are represented here today, along with the family members supporting Mr. Lopez. Please stand. To all our Board of Trustees, on behalf of our acting superintendent of schools, Mr. Fred Bettis, all the administration, our students, staff, everyone, we thank you for everything you do and everything that you support us on. Thank you and enjoy your month of recognitions.
Mr. Luis, thank you so much for the welcoming, and I want to thank everybody. I want to thank all the staff for going above and beyond like they always do every year, and the parents for supporting the kids once again and supporting us with educating your kids. But more importantly, it's great to see them come and celebrate. 'Cause at the end of the day, it's all for them. So it's not about us, honestly. It's about the kids, and it's about you parents. So and our staff, of course. So at this moment in time, I want to thank each and every board member up here. It takes a team of 7 and actually a team of 8 with the superintendent to make sure that the district goes in a positive direction. So at this moment in time, I'll allow each and every board member to just say a few words how they feel about this special and awesome recognition, because it's very humbling, to be honest with you. So once again, thank you all so very much, and God bless each and every one of y'all.
I just want to thank all of our district, and it's truly a pleasure to serve on this board. And this is my favorite month because we get to go to the campuses and talk with the staff and with the administration of each campus and really get a feel for what they need. And I wish that that continues all year long, that they know that whatever they need, they can come to any one of us and we can do what we can to make sure that our district is moving forward. Because like Mr. Lopez said, it's all of us. It's the staff, it's the parents, it's the kids. And we're just lucky to serve our community. So thank you all for everything that you do for us.
I want to go ahead and thank our superintendent, Mr. Perez, the staff, and all the parents, because without all of us as a team, we cannot continue to move forward. I thank my family for supporting me, because these are long hours, and I appreciate each and every one for coming out. Thank you.
I want to say, first of all, welcome everyone. I want to say thank you to all the administration, student, parents, Mr. Perez, and make this day a special day for us. It is very well. I really enjoyed it, and thank you so much.
Good night. I want to say first, thank you to God. Thank you to all the board members, superintendent, Mr. Torres, and all the staff, teachers, every single person that works for us that they wake up every morning to make this happen. This morning, I had a wonderful time at Dr. Cash, and God, it was like I went back on time. The kids were singing. I don't have enough words to thank Ms. Araiza and her staff. It was wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, every parent. You take your time, to be here to support. And like Mr. Corona said, we're here to work as a team, and we're going to be continuing working as a team. Thank you.
First of all, I want to thank each and every one of you all that attended today's meeting. And just to say that it's an honor to be serving on the San Benito CISD School Board with a group of men and ladies that we volunteer our time. I enjoy doing it, and of course, I want to thank all our staff, our community members, everybody involved in our school district. It takes a team to make it work. And again, thank you guys. And like I said, it's an honor to be part of this group. Thank you.
I want to thank the STEAM Academy, Rangerville Elementary, and the Go Academy. Thank you for the recognition. I'm coming to your campuses to visit. I got 2 invitations, so be ready for me Monday and Tuesday. Also, I want to thank everyone, Mr. Superintendent, the administration, the staff, everyone for the recognition. It's not about me, it's about the students, okay? Just remember that. But thank you very much, and once a Greyhound, always a Greyhound, like Luis says.
Thank you all, appreciate that. Let's move on to agenda item number 3, break for reception. We have a little short reception here, maybe about 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'll reconvene to the meeting. So thank you all very much, and enjoy these nice little pastries and some waters and some fruit we have over here to the side over here. Thank you all so much, appreciate it. Are they done? Okay, at this moment, we're going to go on to item number 4, public comment. Is there Dr. Era Cruz?
The next item on the agenda is public comment. Before we begin, I will remind our audience members of the board's procedures for handling public comments. The public comment portion of our meeting is available to members of the public according to the following. At regular board meetings, the board shall permit public comment regardless of whether the topic is an item on the agenda posted with notice of the meeting. At all other board meetings, public comment shall At all other board meetings, public comment shall be limited to items on the agenda posted with notice of the meeting. Anyone who would like to speak during public comment must sign in prior to the start of the meeting and list the topics they want to discuss. An individual's public comments to the board shall not exceed 5 minutes per meeting. Please keep your comments and criticism civil and courteous. Please avoid using profanity and refrain from making personal attacks on others during your opportunity to speak. We ask that you do not discuss students who are not your own children. In addition, the participating individual shall adhere to the following: state their full name and what organization or group, if any, is being represented, indicate the topic about which they wish to speak, shall refrain from commenting directly on any individual employee or public official by name, but may refer to a specific employment area, job title, or the board as a whole, and shall refrain from attacks on individuals. Lastly, if at least one warning from the presiding officer, any individual continues to disrupt the meeting by his or her words or actions, the presiding officer may request assistance from law enforcement officials to have the individual removed from the meeting. If a speaker is seeking board resolution of a specific complaint, that concern should be addressed through the district's grievance process. District policy DGBA has been established for addressing employee complaints. Policy F&G is the avenue for filing parent complaints, and policy GF addresses community member complaints. Grievance forms can be obtained at any campus administration office or at the district central administration offices. Thank you. Our first speaker is Ms. Mary Maney.
Okay. Good evening, Board and Acting Superintendent Mr. Perez, President Lopez, and staff and community that are here. Tonight, yes, it is January, it is Board Appreciation. That is an extremely important thing to acknowledge, and to acknowledge the fact that we have improved so much over the last 6 years, pre-COVID into now, where we're getting so much more interdepartmental cooperation. We're getting less volatile conversations between the board, the community, within the board. So we're doing a lot better. So thank you for everything that you've done to bring us back to a more peaceful area that we're working on. Congratulations also on making the A on the first. I do know that when I came in 2014, I had asked the question about the numbers a day of cash on hand. We were about 29. Pre-COVID, we got up to about 63, which did get us the 10 out of 10. And that is what helped us get a lot through COVID, that we didn't struggle nearly as much at the beginning before the money started. So at 153 days, that is providing us with, in case we have something adverse again of that level happening, that we're not going to actually have to shut down and worry about whether or not we've got a check coming in. So this really is a good thing. It is something to be quite proud of the fact that the whole district, the changing of the superintendents, within the change of superintendents, that we've actually managed to bring it up to there. So again, congratulations on that. The one thing also, thank you for this year, coming up with the Christmas stipend and the turkeys and the hams for all the employees. We do appreciate those things. While I am a teacher at San Benito High School, I'm also a member of the district. I do listen, and we try to work as a community. That is an important part of it. And speaking of that, because of the way you guys are helping and the community's working, you have 45 pages of donations and gifts for this month going for the Christmas stuff, which means that your community is also really majorly helping and coming back with us. So we're doing really good on this. I do have one thing that I would like that hopefully we can do, or you can do this thing, is when you come out of closed section, could you actually give us a actual update on the Natorium and the PAC, not just approve as stated during closed sessions? Some of us would actually like to hear a little bit more about it. And thank you for actually taking advantage of applying for the weather makeup day reimbursement rather than us having to give up Super Bowl Monday. I do know there's a lot of students and staff that are quite thankful for that. We still want that day off. And then, let's see, also this CKE about using with the peace officers. I don't know if anybody is truly understanding just how important our security is, the presence of these officers and how they do help increase the safety and the calmness of our campuses. I've been in campuses outside of this state where people felt they needed an armed guard to visit the campus. You know, I had teachers that felt that way. Here, we don't have a problem with that. You know, teachers are not having to break up the fights. You know, there's not all this. So until you've actually experienced it, you don't really appreciate just what these people are doing for us. But thank you again for encouraging and backing up what we're trying to do with that. All right, let's see. And the only other thing I had to say is I was looking at your federal grant stuff. Boy, Mr. Perez, 2 full-time jobs. So we actually have a lot of federal grants, a lot of them that are out there and going good. So as long as we continue to do that, increase some, we're going to increase what we can do even better. All right, so as I said, thank you for what you guys are doing. The district itself, you know, over the time I've been here, I'm seeing...
Ms. Maney, it's been 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next individual for public comment is Ms. Rosalinda Garcia.
Good evening, Board. First, I want to start off by, as I do every year, or I try to do, to thank you and thank your families for supporting you for this role that you have as a board trustee. Thank you for your time. I want to start off, I want to say on my previous comments, I thank the board president that he listened to me and kind of, I believe he set the record straight. I appreciate it. I was wrong on the year, and when I'm wrong, I'll say it. And with that, about being wrong, I want to bring up about the construction. What's happening with the board construction? The board secretary was quoted in the Valley Morning Star that he was gonna, what? And I have the newspaper clippings of the board secretary's comment and the president that he's committed to relaying as much information as possible to everybody. So what happened to that commitment? It's disappeared. We don't hear anything on the progress. I guess because there's no progress. And you all don't want to admit it. Then there was the other eyes that you hired, like for instance, an attorney, Salazar, from Houston. He had a meeting, and on his first comment that they should never have stopped the construction. So if they shouldn't have, why hasn't it resumed? We're waiting. $40 million bond construction. That's just sitting there. And speaking of the attorney, the extra eyes that you hired, the surveyors, all of that, it's adding up to the bond construction, isn't it? You could make us aware of where we're at, what's happening. And like I said, those extra eyes, like for instance, the attorney, he's getting paid, he started back in June or July, and I came out that he'll be making maybe $46,000 so far as of when he started. And he doesn't have a specialty in construction, like Mr. Weller did. Like, if you had diabetes, you would go with a specialist. You want the best care. So, those comments from Mr. Salazar, I made copies. I looked up his credentials. He's, not even our teachers make that much, and he deserves to make whatever he makes. But where are we getting? Where are we going with this? Like Ms. Mainley said, we're not getting any information. Here's from the Valley Morning Star again. I'll say it. I'm committed to relaying as much information as possible so everybody knows the status of these buildings. Well, we're not getting it, sir. We're not. You're not keeping your word, are you? Thank you.
All right, let's move on to agenda item number 5, Acting Superintendent Report. Mr. Perez?
I just wanted to go over something I came up with here for School Board Appreciation. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed educators and honored guests, today as we gather to celebrate School Board Appreciation Month, I am privileged to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our dedicated school board members. Their unwavering commitment to the success and well-being of our students is truly commendable. Our school board exemplifies leadership, vision, and tireless advocacy for the quality education. In the face of challenges, they have displayed resilience and a steadfast focus on creating an environment where every student can thrive. Their collaboration efforts have shaped policies that ensure equitable access to education and foster a supportive learning community. It is with great admiration that I express my appreciation for their countless hours of service, attending meetings, and engaging with the community. Their passion for education is evident in the most positive impact they have on the lives of our students. As superintendent, I am honored to work alongside such a dedicated group of individuals. Together, we navigate the complexities of education, always keeping our students' best interests at heart. The school board's guidance and commitment contribute significantly to the success of our students. In recognition of School Board Appreciation Month, let us take a moment to express our gratitude to these exceptional individuals who play a crucial role in shaping the future of our students and our community. Thank you, members of the school board, for your selfless dedication and unwavering support. I thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. I'm more sure we all appreciate that. Thank you all. Thank you so much, sir. Let's move on to number 6, reports. There's nobody to report, so we're going to move on to item number 7, consent agenda under academic services. 7.1, request approval for the class size exemption for the 23-24 school year. Question? Consent. 7.2, request approval for the service agreement between San Benito CISD and the Flipping Group, capturing kids' hearts for 24-25 school year. Question? Consent. 7.3, request approval for the agreement between San Benito CISD and the Friends of the Museum Enrichment Program for the 24-25 school year. Question? Consent. Agenda item number 8, consent agenda number business and finance. 8.1, request approval of the cash report for December 2023. Question? Consent. 8.2, request approval of the comparison of revenue and expenditure for the budget for December 2023. Question? Consent. 8.3, request approval of the tax collection report for December 2023. Question? Consent. 8.4, request approval of the check disbursements reports for December 2023. Question? Consent. 8.5, request approval of the quarterly federal funds comparison report. Question? Consent. 8.6, request approval of the quarterly investment report. Question? Consent. Eight point 7, request approval of the option to extend the proposal of the RFP 121 for the general merchandise and service district-wide for an additional 1-year period. Question? Consent. 8.8, request approval of the option to extend proposal RFP 1221-Meals and Catering Services District-wide for an additional one-year period. Question. Consent. 8.9, request approval of the option to extend the proposal of the RFP 1221, Professional Consulting Services for an additional one-year period. Consent. Question. 8.10, request approval to award a proposal received for RFP 0124 for windstorm insurance for the property and content coverage windstorm insurance. Questions? I'll question that. 8.1, request approval for contract for the Cameron County Election Department for May 4, 2024 elections. Question. Consent. 8.12, request approval of the gifts and bequests for the 23-24 school year. Question. Consent. 8.13, request approval of the budget amendment. Question. Consent. 8.14, request approval of the purchases over 50,000. Question. Consent. At this moment, I'll take a motion to approve. Oh, sorry. 9.1, administration. Request approval for the revision of the 23-24 compensation plan. Question. Consent. 9.2, request approval of the revision of CKEA local. Question. Consent. 9.4, request approval of the revision of CKE local. Question. Consent. 9.4, request approval, the revision to DH local. Question. Consent. 9.5, request approval of board minutes. Question. Consent. Okay, at this moment, I'll entertain a motion to approve 7.1 through 9.5 for the exception of 8.10. Do I have a motion?
So move.
I got a motion by Mr. Silva. I have a second. I got a second by Mr. Gomez. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, 8.10. I would just have a quick question for the windstorm insurance on property and content coverage. So, Ms. Mata, I know we have the agent here, but I guess the only question is, like we discussed it in the committee, I guess the inflation and prices is really going up. So we're just trying to make sure that we're getting the most bang for our buck. And I know we've kind of like wanted to, but I think it's good for the board to know, what's the best deal that we can get, and understand the dynamics behind the property and casualty and what the going rate around here is. I mean, I know it depends because, some school districts have more property than others and more buildings and sophisticated, whatever. So basically, we just want to get a little better understanding. Just because we go with a lower coverage doesn't mean that we're not being protected holistically, So can we please have a little
background?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Please.
Okay. So as you know that we went from $100 million total insured value 2 years ago to last year at 35, and this year we wanted to keep it 35. The rate was 1.158, I think, or 1.4. I'm sorry. And in order to stay within, we got two different proposals, and in your package you can see the 15 million and 25 million. So when we discuss it in executive committee, one of the things is that we need to make sure that we do get coverage, because if we do get a storm or something and FEMA asked us, what are you doing on your part? We need to show like we're trying to have insurance and so forth. So the 15 million in total insured coverage was 881,000, which is the one that we're recommending. At least we're showing that we're having insurance, that we have something. That way they don't say, well, you didn't help yourself, we can't help you. So Chase can give into more details as far as what the market shows. Chase?
Sure. Good evening. I'd be happy to answer any questions. What we've seen over the last 3 to 5 years, and we discussed it last year, was this hardened property insurance market that we're in. Last year was fairly catastrophic. It's the worst year that the industry had seen in over 40 years. This year, it's starting to flatten out a little bit more, and there's a few reasons for that. We are seeing a little bit of an increase here, but nothing that we saw last year across the market. But the reasons that we're seeing it flatten out is, again, as I described last year, it's a very cyclical market, and it's driven by the natural disasters, especially on the coast where we live. For whatever reason, those storms and the losses globally cease at some point, and they have historically. We're seeing that happening now. Last year, there was one storm that affected the United States. So barring anything disastrous this year, again, I think when we're sitting here talking next year, we're going to be talking flat to rate decreases. And again, like I said, if we look over the 40 years, that's the markets that we go through. They're very cyclical. They last about 7 to 10 years. We're in year 8 or 9 of this market. And again, it's been one of the worst ones that we've ever seen in 40 years. But I think we're at a point now that we're starting to see stuff flatten out. Up the coast a little bit ways, we're actually seeing some of the schools are seeing some rate decreases slightly and some flatter renewals. Also, when we have these hard markets come through, there's a lot of the carriers pull out. They don't want to put their capital in these type of markets, and so we did see that pinholed us to certain options over the last few years. Now we're seeing this year, at the beginning of the year, we're seeing more capacity come in the market. Again, that's good for the consumer because it creates more demand, not more demand, more supply in the market for the consumer. And so when that happens, we start seeing them start compete against the business like we've seen in the past. I will tell you the incumbent carrier this year that we had you guys with last year tried to push about a 17% rate increase on us. We said that was unacceptable, and we actually replaced them on quite a bit of the placement this year with some of the other carriers that had some lower pricing. Like Ms. Mata said, we did provide some options. We understand there's not additional dollars to spend on insurance. There's not additional dollars for anything nowadays. But like she said, we did provide a $15 million option, 25, 35, 50, and 75. Last year, you guys purchased the $35 million. I think they're recommending the $15 million this year. One of the reasons we're seeing an increase in our cost of our insurance too this year is because we added about $50 million of additional value that we did not have last year. And I don't think that's a direct reflection of the district added $50 million or more buildings and assets, but I think it stemmed from, and she can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe TASB did a facility survey assessment of your facilities and increased the amount of what they needed to say that it would cost to replace your buildings. So that was about a 10% increase in the actual value of the buildings that we're insuring that we did not insure for last year. And so that's coming right off the top, automatically 10% increase in the cost, just saying because we're insuring 10% more in building values this year.
Are we receiving any additional discounts since we really have no filings in reference towards the insurance?
It depends on how you look at it. Yes and no. No in the fact that you're still seeing a slight rate increase this year, but if you did have, a 5, 10, 8, $20 million loss, that would definitely be reflected in a higher rate increase. The rate increase that y'all are seeing, I would say, is about average from what we're seeing from Victoria all the way down south right now. With some of the districts, like I said earlier, seeing a slight rate decrease, but the highest one we've seen this year is upwards of 10 to 12% rate increase. I think y'all's is about an 8% rate increase right now.
Sir, but we've never engaged this windstorm, have we ever engaged in?
As long as I've been here, we have never had a claim. That's been about 7 or 8 years, I believe, so, no, sir.
Thank you, sir, appreciate it.
Yep.
So this year, we're going to go with the 15 million package, and that'll be the same price as last year or lower? It's lower, because last year we went with a higher premium.
Yes, in the package, and I didn't bring my laptop, it's 880-some thousand, I believe. In the package, it says the rate. I can go get my laptop if you want to know. Oh, it is 882,650. And we paid 1.138,179 last year. So it's a slight decrease.
Okay. We're saving money. Okay. Thank you, sir, for the presentation. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion to approve. I got a motion by Mr. Silva. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
I got a second by Mr. Reina. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, let's go on to agenda number 10, action agenda, 10.1, discussion and consideration of possible approval of the award bid for CSP-01424 for the forced entry resistant film. Mr. Perez?
This is actually something we're bringing back to the board. We did have an approved bid earlier on the film for the windows, that's not bullet resistant, it's shatter resistant for the campuses, something that the state is requiring us to do. We did have an issue with the previous vendor that was approved, so we went out for bid, and we had 3 bids, and we have a selection for you all today to approve. Mr. Flores?
While he's setting up, so since the state is requiring it, they're paying for it, right?
Actually, we're in the process of getting another one of our grants through the federal grants approved. What we're going to do is we're going to pay for this locally so we can start. As soon as the grant is approved, we will have, those funds will cover all of this. So this will not come at a cost to the district.
All right, good evening, Board President, Mr. Lopez, Acting Superintendent, Mr. Pettis, and Board of Trustees. Just to let you know, yes, the school district is going to be required to have a forced entry window film. Anything that is not secured based off of TEA's guidelines would show that we would need to put a forced entry window film. And it is very specific, meaning entry doors or exterior doors or any windows or any exterior doors that would allow somebody to break the window and be able to go through, even those that are down to the ground. So that is going to be we're going to be looking at that by August of 2024. So we did have a bid committee meet. We did have 3 bids that did come in. Garaco Ballistics is out of Lake Travis, Spicewood area in Austin. And that company is the one that the committee has decided to move forward with. Would y'all like to know the price on that one? Yes? Okay,
Yeah.
so pricing on that is $272,423. So that is the pricing for the window film and the installation. It is, the window film is about we're looking at 15,000 square feet of this film. That company would come down within about 40 days or so. They would be ready to go, and they would start the progress of putting the window film at our campuses.
Would it include all campuses or?
Yes,
all
sir.
Campuses?
Any campus that we were having a look at, including not only the instructional, but also the non-instructional facilities as well.
What were the other bids?
The other bids and pricing?
Yes, please.
The first one was about $211,000. The last one was at and I would have to go back to look, but it was probably about $350,000, $375,000, somewhere around there.
The one for 211,000, where are they from, or where's the company?
That company was out of Ohio, and so the committee reviewing the bids, this company had not done any business in Texas, was any Texas schools. It was all Ohio-based, no offices here in the state of Texas.
That makes sense.
The Garaco Ballistic, while it is out of the Austin area, the gentleman is from the Rio Grande Valley, Rio Grande City, and so some of his individuals for the company will be coming from Rio Grande City. The last one that bidded in at $350,000, that company was out of Houston, but it only showed one ISD that we saw, and the rest of them were different vendors or businesses.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Could you provide all the vendors that applied? I mean, you can email them to me if you'd like. I'll approve it, but I just want to make sure.
We can send that. I know that we
Appreciate
sent, we gave the information. That might be in the packet that you have in front of you. If it's not, we can get you that information.
Sir, this may be a erroneous question, but what's the warranty like on a project like this?
The warranty is anywhere from 3 to 10 years, depends on the film that they're installing. Right now, we required an 8 mil film. The company's looking at a 9.5 film, so it's about a 1.5 larger, but I can get you the exact warranty for that film.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
I got the.
Did you?
I got them, sir. Thank you.
Sure.
This is, I know I showed you all the last time the film, but this is kind of the film style that you would like if you would like to see it. But this is kind of the style that we would be looking at. They would show you the thickness that they would be installing into the campuses.
You said you'll start at the end of the year?
No, as soon as I get an approval here, we'll start running through the process of a PO. And then once we do that, we'll get him to get started. And so he can go ahead and start placing his orders, getting everything set up with people to come down here. to go ahead and begin the work for us.
So how long will it take for him to do the entire district?
According to the bid, he was looking at anywhere from 40 to 60 days.
Thank you.
Mr. Flores,
Yes.
I have a question. And I think it's important. Have we done any testing on this film? Have you seen the company or show you videos?
We haven't done our own personal testing with the film, but we have seen the videos that they have sent over to us to show us the impact that it will make. So when you just talked about windstorm, they did inform us that that would actually hold with any impact to the glass. So the whole purpose of it, as it is not, and Mr. Pettis is correct, this is not a bullet-resistant film. It is forced entry, and it is meant to keep the film or the window intact. But there are some videos, so I can get those videos that we did receive, and I can get those videos out to y'all if you like.
Ask them to send you a glass.
Know what I'm sorry?
No, ask them to send you a piece of glass with the film, and we'll get our police officers to try it out.
Well, I can do that. We can get that. I know Chief was requesting that as well.
Well, it'll be a show and tell. Now, I
What
was
school
going to ask
district?
Mr. Flores, is there any grants or anything like that that's going to be, you said, I know you mentioned that, but do you know how much they're going to be like picking up on that, or?
Well, it should be picking up
100%.
at 100% of it.
Thank
So
you.
Mr. Pettis and I had put in for a SAFE grant, as I mentioned, at the Building and Grounds Committee. That grant actually gave us a substantial amount of money for safety, things that we're looking at for safety, for school safety. And so this will pick up 100% for this project alone. Well, this project and others that we're looking at that will be coming towards the board.
So have they done any work here in the valley, any valley districts?
No, not yet. We would be the first in the valley. This company was actually recommended to us by Region 1 School Safety.
Is there a date that the state legislator has decided that the schools need to be up to date with this, or?
August of 2024. So we would have to complete or be under contract by that date in order for us to be in compliance. So right now, that we are in this process right now for the board to make the decision. The minute that you do that, then we've taken that piece out, so we're not having to worry about not being in compliance with TEA.
I will say that we are very ahead in a lot of the items that the state has put as a requirement. And again, like the fencing, we've talked about fencing all year, 100% of that is going to get refunded to us because of the grant. So that's quite a bit of money. But no, we've done a real good job about staying ahead of the game. And this is another one of those things that I'd like to start since we're the first district to get this company, because it's going to start trickling and then it becomes one of those we're waiting. So I'm glad that we're moving ahead first.
Thank you for getting ahead for the safety not only of our students, but our faculty
You're welcome.
and parents visiting.
Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Flores.
Thank you.
Okay, sir, thank you very much. Can I have a motion, please? I have a motion by Rudy. Can I have a second? That was second by Mr. Silva. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. Thank you. 10.2, discussion and consideration proposal, approval of the resolution authorizing employees related to the emergency closure pursuant to policy DA local. Mr. Pettis?
So I know we did have that day, it was a little cold, so we went ahead and canceled school for the day. So what we're asking to do is, we have a lot of hourly employees and actually all staff, if we could approve to not have to make up that day. We already checked with TEA, we have more than enough minutes to cover the year. The only thing we need to do is approve so that our hourly can get their 8 hours, and all of our contractual employees get that day, so we're not making up that day. Or we can work on Super Bowl Monday.
I'd like to make that motion that we do approve that.
Before,
Sorry.
I'll second that motion.
So I haven't gotten a chance to read the resolution, but does this also cover the extra pay that we were talking about for the employees that came in?
So we did have a group of employees that came in. We had police officers checking the campuses. We had maintenance checking water pipes. They came in for about 4 hours. And we are proposing that we pay them for, I think it's time and a half? Time and a half is what we have down in our budget. But they will get the 8 hours plus the time that they came in, clocked in, and get time and a half.
So like I was saying before, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the
I do
time
wanna-
and a half plus
I do wanna make- I do wanna
and an
make-
additional day after.
I do want to make a comment real quick. I think, by us or our district being allowed to do that, from our administration to our finance, I think it's a testament to how healthy our finances is and how healthy as far as, us being in compliance, I guess is the word, that we have enough minutes and educational minutes or, to allow this to happen. But once again, it's a testament to all your hard work. And everybody has to do it, everybody has to come together and do it, and this is a testament of that. So kudos to you guys, and then this is just a little token of appreciation that we can because you guys deserve it. So like I said, Rudy already made the motion like 10 times, so Rudy has a motion. I have Oscar, second. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. Thank you so much, appreciate it. At this moment, I'm going to go into agenda item number 11, closed meeting. In accordance with the Texas Government Code Open Meetings Act, the board may move into closed session for the following reasons. Section 551.071, for the purpose of private consultation with the board's attorney on any or all subject matters authorized by law. Section 551.074, for the purpose of and considering the employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, or to hear complaints or charges against a public officer or employee. Section 551.078, certain board matter deliberations. And at 7:28, we go into a closed meeting. Thank you. Okay, we reconvene into open session at exactly 9:32 p.m. Let's move on to 12.2, employment resignations, retirements, and terminations. Mr. Perez?
Yes, sir. As discussed in executive session, I recommend that we approve the employment resignations and retirements and terminations as discussed in executive session.
So moved.
Second.
I got a motion by Dr. Cruz. I got a second by Mr. Medrano. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. Thank you. 12.3, discussion and consideration of possible action to renew the term contracts for administrators for the 2024-2025 and/or the 24-25 and 25-26 school year. Mr. Perez?
Yes, sir. And I recommend that we approve the term contracts for administrators for the 24-25 and/or the 25-26 school year as discussed in executive session.
So moved.
I got a motion by Mr. Reina. Can I have a second? I got a second by Mr. Corona. All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. 12.5, discussion and consideration of possible action to approve the probationary contracts for administrators for the 23-24 school year. Mr. Perez?
I believe it was 12.4.
Oh, it's on here twice.
Okay, as discussed in executive session, I recommend that we approve the possible action to approve the probationary contracts for administrators for the 23-24 school year.
Yes, so moved. I got a motion. I got a motion by Mr. Medrano. I got a second by Mr. Gomez. All in favor, raise your right hand.
Skipped one, right?
Motion carries. Thank you. Let's move on to.
I'm sorry, sir. We did skip 12.4. We do need to do 12.4 again.
Okay. Let's go back to 12.4, discussion and consideration possible action to renew the probationary contract for administrators for the 2024, 2025, and the 24 and/or the 2024, 2025, and 2025, 2026 school year. Mr. Perez?
As discussed in the executive session, I recommend that we approve the probationary contracts for administrators for the 24-25 and/or the 25-26 school year.
I got a motion by Mr. Gomez.
Second.
I got a second by Dr. Cruz. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. Thank you. Now, 12.6, discussion and consideration and possible action on legal update and report on the natatorium and performing arts. Mr. Perez?
I recommend the approval of, as discussed in executive session.
Okay.
And in the next couple of days, just to let everybody know, our construction attorney, Baltasar Salazar, will be providing us with an update on the NAT and the PAC projects.
I'd like to make a comment in reference to the construction. Once again, good evening for those of you who are still here at our meeting. My name is Rudy Corona, and I am the board chair for the construction. Excuse me. I wanted to talk to you about the natatorium and the performing arts. First and foremost, I would like to clarify that I serve as a chairman on the board committee. And I wanted to let the public know that the San School Board is not withholding any information about these construction sites and is relying on the advice of our construction counselor, Mr. Salazar. I would like to inform the public that our previous administration hired Mr. Salazar as our attorney for the construction of these buildings. As construction remedies and information are made available to us, we will advise the public in open session in a timely manner. It is not the board's duty to point fingers at who is to blame for these issues. Rather, the board should be open to recommendations from our construction legal counselor, Mr. Salazar, in order to see the project through completion. In addition, I would like everyone to know that at no time did I or the board members present today decide to have any particular committee meetings closed to the public. This again was a recommendation by previous administration. Excuse me. This has in turn given our employees the opportunity to get home at a decent hour to attend to their families. In closing, I would like to say that the administrator, staff, and board members will continue to hold each other accountable and keep the best interests of our students, employees, faculty at the forefront of our decision-making. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I got a motion by Mr. Corona. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
I got a second by Ms. Silva. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. Thank you. Let's move on to agenda item 13.1, adjournment. Can I have a motion to adjourn? I got a motion by Dr. Cruz. I got a second by Mr. Frutoso Gomez. All in favor, raise your right hand. Okay, we adjourn this meeting at 9:37 p.m. Thank you.